Whoever thought Idaho potatoes would be in hand sanitizer, but I guess that's where we're headed.
No kidding, a local hospital finding an unlikely ally in the fight against coronavirus. Distilleries now using vodka to help make hand sanitizer. CBS 2's Denny Hawkins reports the idea came to life in just a matter of days, and St. Luke's says it will help them meet an immediate and growing demand in the coming months.
Koenig Distillery is typically known for its spirits infused with hints of Idaho, huckleberry vodka, fruit-flavored brandy, and of course, potato vodka. These barrels are usually filled with things like rye bourbon and whiskey. But as the coronavirus started gaining traction in Idaho, the time came for Koenig to shift focus.
We just cold called and said, hey, I got a weird idea, and we'd like to see if we could partner with you.
St. Luke's wanted to know if Koenig's vodka could be used to make hand sanitizer.
They asked for a big favor, and of course it was a no-brainer for us. We just stepped in and did what we could.
Now this local company is crafting up something a little different in these tanks.
Hydrogen peroxide, glycerin, and water, and ethanol.
Andy Koenig and a small team of volunteers poured in hours of work filling 5-gallon buckets with this FDA-approved alcohol sanitizer mix. And with potato vodka at the heart of it, this solution is uniquely Idaho's.
Whoever thought Idaho potatoes would be in hand sanitizer, but I guess that's where we're headed.
The idea came to life in record time. With pharmacist oversight, the team produced 650 gallons over the weekend, and they'll do another 1,000 to 2,000 gallons this week.
Everything that was allocated to distilled spirits will go into hand sanitizer until further notice.
These buckets will fill some 600 bottles of hand sanitizer. It will be used at hospitals, testing tents, and other facilities wherever the need is greatest. St. Luke's says the work being done here this week should help keep their supply strong into the month of May.
There are some tough moments, and some difficulties ahead. I'm inspired that we have people working to find a solution on a problem we didn't know we were going to have.
Providing a bit of certainty in a time full of unknowns.
It's great to see that when chips are down in Idaho, people step up to the plate.
And for Koenig, it's a repurposing of industry with a much bigger purpose.
It's a humbling experience, but it's also great to be able to give back to the community, which has given us so much over the last 20 years that we've been open. They've supported our brands forever, and this is a way for us to pay them back a little bit.
People across the country are being asked to stay home to prevent the spread of the virus. But home isn't always a safe space for everyone. CBS 2's Haley Kramer talked to domestic violence resources, and they have a clear message for those in need. We're still here.
We are definitely seeing an uptick in some of our referrals as far as our domestic violence situations go. We are attributing that, of course, to people to being isolated at home and not getting a break.
Jean Fisher is the Chief Operating Officer for Faces of Hope Victim Center. Fisher says some of the added stresses, like worrying about getting sick or unemployment, can escalate an already abusive situation. She says their services are considered essential, helping adults and children in need.
We have the ability to provide immediate assistance for food and gas, clothing, counseling, legal services. All of that is still here. It's just that we might have to do a little more screening before we can figure out who can come into the center so that we can all maintain our safety and our health.
Faces of Hope is in the process of going online, so victims going through legal processes with an abuser can come there instead of going to the courthouse. And like Faces, the Women's and Children's Alliance is taking advantage of phone calls and FaceTime to make sure their clients get the continued support and counseling sessions they need.
A lot of our support team, they are actually able to work from home. And, given the technology, just like how we're communicating, it's possible to be able to be connected in a quite a good way, actually.
The most important thing to know:
we are only a phone call away. If you need immediate services, call us. We are available. We can screen, we can help, we can provide services for you so that you can be safe during this time.
Haley Kramer, CBS 2 News.
So if you need help, let's take a look at some of the numbers you can call. Faces of Hope's number is on your screen, 208-577-4400. The Women and Children's Alliance hotline is open. It's 208-343-7025. And the Nampa Family Justice Center can be reached at 208-475-5555. 5700. The Idaho Domestic Violence Hotline number is 1-800-669-3176. And remember, you can always call 911 if it is an emergency. And across America are reeling from the financial crunch of the coronavirus restrictions. CBS 2's Scott Logan looks at how one organization is offering help for small businesses in Idaho.
Millions of people in Idaho and across the United States are staying home, taking refuge, and not making unnecessary shopping trips, and small businesses are starting to feel it in their bottom line. A Goldman Sachs survey of more than 1,500 small businesses nationwide found more than half of the owners say they probably will not be able to continue operating for more than 3 months in these current conditions. Diane Bevan with the Idaho Women's Business Center says it's important for the public to keep in contact with small businesses during this crisis.
One of the best ways we can help small businesses is really just continue to reach out to them, though especially the ones that we frequent on a normal basis, just to give them words of encouragement and just to ask how we can help.
Some small businesses have been forced to close their doors and work from home as the way of life has changed dramatically.
I think with women business owners, their biggest challenge is trying to balance their children being home from school and still trying to run their businesses. I think that as moms and as women in business, we're in a certain routine.
A routine disrupted by the new normal, but the Idaho Women's Business Center says it's ready to help small business owners, for example, in applying for federal financial assistance.
I think we're going to see a lot of entrepreneurs come out of this situation, and I think the ones that are struggling are going to come out stronger.